Guys, welcome to day 3. We're going to be talking through the lesson for day 3, what you need and what you need to be successful. So, you need your story, you need your communication board, you need your story map, and you're going to need a place to write out a writing prompt for your students. So I've chosen to do it on a whiteboard. You can do it on a piece of paper, whatever works for you. Alrighty. Let's talk about the process for today. Again, start with your behavior contingency plan for your students. So maybe you're using that first then board, maybe you're using something else, whatever is working for you in the moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to prep our worksheet for the day. That one for today is really simple. Your student's just going to be writing their name. Again, remember, if you need to be writing that box in order to prompt them for their name, that's what you're going to be doing, and making sure you have all your supplies ready. The reason why that's important is because once we have attention, we want to keep that attention. So you want to keep them going. And keep yourself focused so that you can get through a lesson before there's any form of distraction. So before you go ahead and start reading, you're going to pull out that list you made yesterday of missed words and go over them. I like to go over them directly in the text. I think that this is important because it helps them understanding the words in the context of where they're missing them. So if your student kept missing the word protect, protect's a pretty hard word. So we would take it and we would just practice it back and forth. The word protect, 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 protect. Then I might go down the line again and try it as protecting. Ooh, that's another tricky way to say the word protect. And then I would find it in other places in the story and practice it over and over. Go ahead and have your student read through the story with you. Making sure that we, again, are just noticing words that they're having trouble with and having them interact as much as possible with the text and with the communication board. Sorry, this child is just punching me right in the lungs and making it hard to breathe. So the next thing you're going to do is bust out your story board where you're going to write your story. And on your storyboard, I like to prep my sentence ahead of time. The story was about. Now, this is a great beginning. We can always add more sentences to this as the weeks go on, but we want to start with something that's real tangible and real easy for our kids to do that they're very, very familiar with. They are very, very familiar with this sentence. So the story was about with a blank. Up at the top of their worksheet, they have 5 possible answers. They can all be right. Because really, the story is about important things. It's about our Earth. It's about protecting our Earth. It's about climate change. And it's about people. So any of these work. What I like to do is point-to-point copying is an OT skill that almost all your kids are working on. And so you want them to be copying from your sentence directly onto the paper. So they'll copy the story was about. I like to write boxes sometimes, depending on the student, to prompt them for size and spacing. Of course, when we are moving up in independence levels, we would be removing those boxes. I sometimes will leave a blank space for their last word. They've been prompted for the first 4 words with correct spacing and sizing. So hopefully by that last word, we can independently do it. So your student will then just fill out the end of their sentence and write it in. So they might say the story was about Earth. We'll write it, making sure we're using punctuation at the end of our sentence, and then we'll read the sentence together. I then will always ask them, do you want to edit it? Do you want to change anything about their story? Usually a no. but I like to always give them the opportunity to make changes and to fix things. We will then celebrate, give them their reinforcer, and get ready for tomorrow, which is our independent work. If you have any questions on handwriting or OT skills, feel free to reach out to me. This is a great day that we really focus on a lot of those fine motor tasks with writing.